What's up, guys? I'm going to be reacting to Bryan Johnson's video. I designed the perfect anti-aging diet.
Years ago, I sold my company Braintree Venmo for $800 million. I've been spending those millions trying to reduce my speed of aging, and I just achieved a personal best, 0.64. That roughly means that for every 12 months that pass, I only age for 7.6 months. Now,
How do they even measure that, though? They probably use some very strange, unproven theories and some very indirect tools. There's no way to know that quantitatively at all. But what we do know is that he looks much, much worse from a few years ago. There are photos a few years ago. He looked way, way better back then. Okay, so he's clearly looking worse and he's just trying to cover up his symptoms.
important part of this is my diet.
What the hell is this diet even? So he has some weird powders, veggies, oil. Oh, because he has this olive oil fetish. He just like drinks it every day. There's like plant oil, bitter plant oil. And he has avocados that just have avocado oil. And then, oh yeah, he's a vegan too. Just so you know, Bryan, this is not going to make you live to 150 or whatever age you say you're going to live to. You'll probably live to 75, 85 maximum, but probably less because his diet is super horrible.
My team and I have gone through a methodical process over the years where we've built my diet much like I built software at Braintree Venmo. When you build software, you build version 1 and then moves to version 2 and version 3. Every version gets a little better because you
Yeah, but that's not how diets work, because every animal, including humans, has a natural diet that they must follow to be healthy. Otherwise, they simply won't be healthy, and the further you stray from that natural diet, the more unhealthy you will be. So a vegan diet that he's doing is about as unnatural as it gets, because these plants that he eats did not exist for 99% of human history.
move the bad stuff and you add more good stuff. I've done the same thing with my diet. We've gone through all the scientific evidence. We've combed through all the best studies. We've identified what the clinically relevant dose is.
Okay, you mean these like fake correlation studies, aka pseudoscience.
We've put that into a program where every calorie has to fight for its life.
A calorie is a man-made construct. For a kilocalorie, which is what we use for food, it is simply how much energy it takes to raise 1 kilogram of water 1 degree Celsius. But guess what? Kilograms, degrees Celsius, and calories are all man-made units. They are all arbitrarily chosen units, meaning that no food can physically have it. Our bodies don't combust food like how they do it with bomb calorimeters and calories.
One, fight!
I then ingest it. For a while, we measure my body, and I become the most measured person in history.
Yeah, see, this guy just drinks olive oil.
I then ingest it. For a while, we measure my body, and I become the most measured person in history. And we see, did it have the effect we thought it would have?
You literally don't have to do that, though. You simply eat what is natural to us, which is a very animal-heavy diet with mostly raw animal foods. That is what we are adapted for, because that is what we've eaten for all of human history until very recently. So you don't have to hyperfixate on these blood markers, because a blood marker is simply an effect of health, not the cause of health, which this Bryan Johnson guy can't comprehend.
And we repeat this again and again and again, version 1 to version 2 to version 3. So what I'm going to share with you today is the latest version of my diet.
Oh, so Blueprint is this scam that he sells people.
There's going to be 2 paths you can follow. One is I share everything for free. So you can take what I do and you can replicate it at home. The other path is I've actually built a product at Blueprint that solves for the simplicity and cost. If you want that, great.
So he's basically saying that you can get your nutritional value from pills and powders, which is obviously completely false.
No pressure. Either way, choose the free version.
It's funny how he literally names his olive oil snake oil like it's a scam, because it literally is.
Choose the Blueprint version. I'm happy either way, but I'm going to show you what to do to achieve optimal health. When I wake up, the first thing I do is drink Longevity Mix. This is a drink that my team and I put together because I was taking over 100 pills a day. It was a lot.
But that literally looks very similar to blood or fruit juice. But I can tell you that this guy is craving bloody meat because this clown is a vegan.
You may be aware that a certain ingredient is good or that you want it in your diet, but you need to make sure that it is a clinically relevant dose, which means you want just the amount that was proven to work in the scientific study. And the second thing is you want to make sure that you are aware of everything in.
Or you can simply eat natural food and then be perfectly healthy. And you don't have to hyperfixate over these random isolated compounds over blood markers. You can simply eat natural food and then be healthy.
Included in the formulation. So let's see, who doesn't have a clinically relevant dose and doesn't disclose what's in the product? AG1 comes to mind. Yep, shots fired. With Blue
Yeah, but I mean, your products are also not conducive to human health either, though.
we disclose everything in there, and you're getting a clinically relevant dose for each ingredient. For example, in Longevity Mix, we have vitamin C and magnesium, calcium alpha ketoglutarate, say that 5 times, glycine, ashwagandha.
So with these compounds that he mentions here, these are all isolated compounds, could be from synthetic sources, we don't know. The underlying methods that they use, the underlying epistemology behind how they get these supplements is flawed. Because how do you think they get vitamin C or any of these compounds out of food or, out of petroleum? How do they do it? They have to use super harsh chemicals, do HPLC, high performance liquid chromatography, and it's just very theory laden. So moral of the story, these things are very contaminated with chemicals because that's how they extract them. It does not matter how pure they say it is, there will always be some kind of chemical residues.
Calcium alpha ketoglutarate, say that 5 times, glycine, ashwagandha. You can be confident that it is the right dosage and everything is disclosed for your peace of mind. With the Longevity Mix, I take 8 pills, which are suitable for all ages and
So our ancestors were perfectly healthy and they don't need pills because guess what? Pills weren't invented back then. So right off the bat, logically, your diet and your lifestyle cannot possibly work, cannot possibly be optimal whatsoever because you have to take pills.
I take a few extra pills unique to my personal needs, but we built this so that everyone, regardless of gender and age, could consume this safely. Blueprint Essentials have 26 critical nutrients. I take 3 of these a day. There's a lot of therapies in the
Just eat natural food, meat, eggs, dairy, raw especially, and you'll have literally every nutrient you need.
Blueprint stack. There's over 74 individual therapies, all at clinically relevant doses. So it can be a lot for people. So if you need to baby step your way into it, it's preferable. And also, eating with food always helps to lessen GI and other side effects. After consuming Longevity Mix and the pills, I'll work out for an hour, and then it's
Wow, he's just pulling up on a bar for no reason. No, but his study told him that it has to be healthy. I don't have anything against movement, but our ancestors never exerted themselves for no reason. Do you ever see tribesmen, tribal people just pulling themselves up for no reason? No, you never see that. They only move and play, move around when they want to.
for my favorite breakfast, which is super veggie. This is freshly made with broccoli, cauliflower, black lentils, garlic, ginger, hemp seeds, and 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil.
What nutrients are in this? Let me tell you something. It does not matter how many nutrients it says in the study or on Google if your body can't actually absorb it and there are anti-nutrients. So broccoli has many toxins, including goitrogens, which can disrupt your thyroid. This guy worships scientism, and then he's probably like, oh, there's so many phytonutrients in here. I'm like, we don't need phytonutrients to be healthy.
Lately, I've added 50 grams of carrots for skin, eye, and heart health.
No, because you were getting that from beta carotene. The true food for that would be raw liver, because that is actual vitamin A. For beta carotene, about half the population can't even convert beta carotene whatsoever, and the other half that can only convert it at a 10% rate, so at a very inefficient rate. So no, just eat raw liver, not this ground up carrot rabbit food.
I've also been adding an avocado for healthy fats.
Healthy fats. No, it literally has plant oils in it. That's literally it. Our bodies are not made out of oil. We're made out of animal fats. Okay, that is what will seriously lubricate your body, give you proper skin, repair your brain and your nervous system. Raw animal fat from meats, from dairy, from eggs. That's what will, not this oil from plants.
This, finally, is a secret, but I've been sprinkling on top Super Veggie Powder, a product we've been working on for 6 months. We are trying to figure out how to help you get a clinically relevant dose of 300 grams a day of vegetables.
But why do you want that though? There's nothing a vegetable has that cannot be found in animal products, right? So animal products have every nutrient you need. So it's similar to selling sawdust because we don't need it for proper health. So this guy is clearly a shill. He's a shill for his own brand. It's very obvious.
As beets, avocado, carrots, and cauliflower. And we simply take the vegetables, we ground them up.
But that's processed food.
So it's not processed, it's not bad,
It is processed. It goes through the process of grinding it up into a powder. So that's literally processed.
Just as good as eating the whole thing. We're in the final stages of approving the formulation, so stay tuned. I hope it comes out soon. Also, many people wonder, are powders okay? Are powders competitive with real foods? Yes, the foods we have are real foods ground up into powdered foods.
No, but do you understand that the supplements you sell are simply isolated compounds? They are often dried up, so all the enzymes are gone from that food. There's tons of chemical contamination too, so no, it's nothing close. And I sort of get it because this Bryan Johnson guy bases his life off of powders and pills. So I get why he's coping super hard about powders.
I think it's going to be just as good as whole foods. With every meal, I have 1 tablespoon or 15 ml of extra virgin olive oil that meet our 6 criteria on high grade premium extra virgin olive oil. If it doesn't meet the criteria, it's not going to do in the body what you hope it to do.
Okay, but the olive oil, it has plant oils. It has a bunch of toxins, and that's why it's so bitter. If you've ever drank or tasted olive oil, it's super bitter and acrid. That's because it has toxins in it.
I'll have nutty pudding, including the berry and nut mix. It has 26 grams of protein, plus
False, wrong, and that's because these nuts have anti-nutrients in them. So, as I've said before, it does not matter how much protein it says on paper if your body can't actually absorb it because of the anti-nutrients like phytic acid and lectins.
cocoa, pomegranate, grapeseed extract, omega.
This is so nutrient deficient though. It'll cause severe malnutrition eventually. It has to, because it's so far from what humans are designed to eat.
Add 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. I like it stirred in. So you can go to my website and you can get everything for free and manage this at home. You could also choose to buy the Blueprint Stack. We've tried to make it not only the best
So shilling for his powders and his oil, okay, makes sense.
world, but also cost competitive with the grocery store. So if you're going to do that, it's 400 calories. Just simply remove 400 calories from your current diet, replace it with the stack, and see what magic happens.
Oh god, there will be no magic happening for sure. Alright guys, overall, this is basically just a huge marketing campaign for his brand where he sells his powders and pills and oil, which is ridiculous. So, no, his diet is very awful and he's going to age arguably more rapidly than the average person. Overall, terrible diet. If you want to live as long as possible, basically do the opposite of what this guy recommends. Instead of doing cooked plant foods, do raw animal foods. So if you want to know how to maximize your looks, your health, and live as long as possible, then join my community. Because, look, the only thing that I'm selling is my community and private one-on-one calls. That's literally it. Because there's nothing else for me to sell here. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. See ya.